Hi friends, welcome to Ofa Studies YouTube channel. This is part 49 in Azure Synapse Analytics playlist. In this video, we are going to discuss about how to mount ADLS Gen 2 storage account using account key or SAS token in Azure Synapse Analytics. So in our previous video, we have already discussed about what is mount, and also we discussed about how to mount ADLS Gen 2 account using linked service there. Okay. So, but in this video, we are going to discuss about mounting ADLS Gen 2 account using account key or SAS token. Usually in real time, mounting using linked service is the recommended way to do that. Mostly try to avoid using this account key or SAS token. Even if you are using that, try to use it via Key Vault. We are going to discuss that using them via Key Vault as well in this video. So, what is mount? By my previous video, you already know that mount is nothing but like attaching your storage account with the Spark pool with which you are running your notebook. So once you attach your storage account with the Spark pool, then you can access that storage account as if you are accessing the local folder or local files. Okay, so that's what mount is. If it is not clear, please try to watch my previous video and then try to watch this video so that you will be in sync. Now, as I said, in this video we are going to discuss about mounting ADLS Gen 2 account using account key or SAS key. So now let me go to Azure Synapse Workspace. So let me open browser. So this is my Azure portal and this is my Azure Synapse Workspace. Here let me go to development menu. So under notebooks there is one notebook called demo notebook. Let me minimize this. So this notebook is connected with Spark Pool 1 and default language is selected as Python, PySpark. That means okay. So now let's try to write the code similar to the last video's code to do the mounting. So for that, firstly let's try to import our MS Spark utilities package from notebook utils package. So from notebook utils import MS Spark utils. So in MS Spark utils and in file system module you have this mount function. So this mount function actually help you to mount your storage. So first parameter is going to be your storage path which you want to mount, and then second parameter will be like the name what you want to give for your mount point. Maybe this is the name I want to give for my mount point text, and also last parameter is going to be a dictionary in which you need to mention whether you are going to create this mount point using linked service or account key, whatever it is. So as I said, in this video I want to create mount point using account key. So I can use this account key, then value for this account key we have to pass the value of the storage account key. So let me go to my Azure portal. If I go to this ADLS Gen 2 account, in this ADLS Gen 2 account, if I go to if you should go to this access keys. Under access keys you can see your account keys here. Okay, to show these keys you need to click this show keys, and then let's try to copy this account key from here. So I copied account key. Now let's go here. You can pass your account key here like this. So here I am passing my account key in a hard coded way, but in real time you should not use account keys directly in the code. Try to store them in the key vault and try to access it. In few minutes we are going to see that as well in practical. So for now let's try to use this hard coded key value, and let's try to pass the path. So to ABFSS, so if I go to presentation, how you have to pass the location, so you need to pass it in this format: ABFSS, then container name account name, then dfs.core.windows.net slash any path if you want to mount that path. So in this case I want to mount the entire container itself, so that's why the same URL I am using it here without having any extra path here. So let me try to do the same thing. So what is my container name? If I go to containers under Wafa ADLS Gen 2 account, I have a container called sample container. Let me copy this, and then at the rate, what is my storage account name? My storage account name is Wafa ADLS Gen 2. Let me copy that, and then dot dfs dot core dot windows dot net. So if I use this path, that means my entire container is going to be mounted as slash text. So let me run this code to make sure our mount point get creates properly or not. So if this cell output come as a true, that means mount point get created successfully. So that means this mount function has to return true. So let's wait for the execution to complete here to make sure. See, I got true. That means mount point slash text is created successfully. Now let's try to access a file from my mount point. So spark dot read dot load, then you need to provide a path. So to provide a path, you no need to use the full path. This time you no need to use this full path. So let me go to this container here. Let me go inside the container. There is a folder called data. Inside the data folder, there is a file called employees.csv. Let's assume I want to read this employees.csv file into my notebook. So to do that, we no need to mention this full path like this. So previously we used to, if there is no mount point, you need to use like this. Use the full path, then slash, then text, then data slash employees dot csv, like this you need to use. But now this container is already created as a mount point, so you can directly read this path from the mount point itself. To do that, if you remember from my past video, as I said, whenever any mount point created, that mount point will be attached to Synapse file system. So if you go to presentation, I have mentioned the same thing. So this is how. So SYNFS means Synapse file system. Under Synapse file system, every notebook execution will have one job ID. That means a dedicated session for that notebook. So that session here, then slash your mount point name, then slash your file path. So the same way we have to use it. So let me go to my Synapse notebook here, Synapse file system. So SYNFS, then slash, then here I have to use the job ID. So how to get a job ID? Let me get the job ID first. Here, to get a job ID, we need to use MS Spark Utilities package and environment utilities. Under environment utilities, we have something called get job ID function. This is going to give the job ID. So let's try to save this in job ID variable, and then let's try to use this job ID here. Plus, I'm using concatenation here, plus symbol. Then mount point name, text is my mount point name, then data is my folder name, because mount point points to my container only, so remaining path I have to give. Then employees dot csv. So this is going to get a data frame completely. So let's save this data frame in a variable called df, and then let's try to display this data frame to make sure we are able to read the data using that mount point or not. So let's execute this code and make sure we are able to use this mount point whatever we just now created and able to read the file or not. Oh, sorry, we got error. Why? Because we have to mention format, right? What is the format of this file? So let's mention format equals to, so this is a CSV file, so format should be CSV, and this file has header row actually. So that means first row in the file is actually column names. So let me use this header equals to true flag as well. Now let's try to run this cell to make sure whether we are able to read the file data into data frame or not using this mount point. Great. See, we are able to read the data successfully using this mount point. So that means we are able to create a mount point using this account key successfully without any issue. So similarly, we can also create mount point using SAS token. So you can use like this SAS token here in this dictionary, and you need to pass your SAS token value here. To pass the SAS token, again go to your storage account, and here go to, I think, shared access signature, and from the shared access signature, make sure you allow resources types containers, because I want to access containers, and then generate SAS connection string. So this is going to generate the SAS keys. So copy this entire SAS key, then go here and paste your entire SAS key here. So let me remove everything and paste this here. And what you need to make sure is, in the SAS key you will be having this question mark symbol. You need to remove that question mark symbol there. So once you remove that question mark symbol from the SAS token, you are good. Now since I have already created a mount point using this slash text name, so let me create another mount point like slash text1 here. I cannot use the same name once again within the same session. So let me execute this cell to create a mount point called slash text1. Once it is created, what we are going to do, we are going to read the same data from that mount point called text1. So let's wait for the execution to complete here. See, execute and completed, that means mount point created. So here this time I want to read the data from the text1 mount point. So let me change this here, and now let me run this code to make sure we are able to read the employees.csv file from this newly created mount point. See, we are able to read it. That means the mount point created with SAS token also working fine. So but as I said, you should not use your account keys or SAS tokens directly here. The best way is try to store those SAS keys or account keys into key vault and then use it. So let me do one thing. So let's assume I want to create a mount point using account key. and account key I want to store it into key vault first. So let me go to access keys, let me hit this show keys here for the storage, and let me copy this account key. Then let me go to home. So there is a key vault called IPS key. So let me open this key vault, and here in this key vault let me go to secrets and let me store my key vault as a secret here. So under secrets let me create a new secret by hitting this generate or import button, and here let me give name like maybe my Gen2 account key. Okay, so this is the name I want to give. Okay, and then let me paste the value here. Then that's it. Let me hit this create button to create this secret name called Gen2 account key, which holds your account key. Now let me go here. Let's go inside this key secret first. Let's try to make sure we have pasted our secret properly or not. See, yeah, we have our secret properly without any issue. Now let me go here. Now here, instead of using this entire account key hard coded here, this time what I want to do, I want to read the account key from the key vault first. So for that, what you can do, you can use MS Spark utilities, credentials. All these things I have already covered in my previous video, if you remember. So how to read, how to configure key vault so that your notebook can access, and how to configure your Gen2 for your Synapse notebook. Everything I have discussed in my past videos, and also how to read the secret from the key vault also I have discussed in my previous videos. So please watch them. I am not going in details here. So for this get secret function, you need to pass your key vault name. So my key vault name is IPS key. So let me pass IPS key is my key vault name, and then what is your secret name? My secret name is Gen2 account key. So this get secret function is going to get a secret from this the value from this secret get to Gen2 account key. So whatever the value you will get it here, let me store it into account key variable, and then let me use this account key variable as a value here in the dictionary for the mount function as a third parameter. Now let me let's rename this mount point to text2 this time, because I cannot use the similar mount point within the same section. So let me run this, and let's wait for the mount point to get created here. It should get created successfully, because we are getting our account key from the key vault here from the second line, and then whatever the account key we are getting, that account key we are passing into mount function as a dictionary to the account key, so that the mount function will consume that account key and create a mount point. See, mount point get created successfully. Now let's try to access the same file from the mount point called text2. So let me hit this run button to make sure whether this newly created mount point is able to read employees.csv file or not. See, it is able to read. That means now with this whole practice, we came to a conclusion that we can create a mount points using account keys or SAS tokens. And also in our previous video, we discussed how to create mount points using our linked services. So, and also as I said, best practice is whenever you are trying to create a mount point using account keys, don't try to have your keys directly hard coded here. Try to store them in a key vault and then use this function to get them. Okay, so I hope you understood this video. Let me go to presentation. So this is what I have discussed here as well. So if you see, okay, so whenever you create a mount point, it will get added into this Synapse file system, and then you need to make sure to use your job ID slash your mount point name, then the file name. And as I said, if it is account key, then you need to use a key called account key here in the dictionary. If it is a SAS token, you need to use a SAS token here. Okay, so that's it in this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notification whenever I add videos. Thank you so much.